Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. It's time for another episode of my fragrance battle videos. In this episode, I'm going to compare three fragrances from the same brand, and that will be the House of Dior. Now, the three fragrances have quite a few things in common, but also have quite a few differences between them. The three fragrances featured in this video are going to be the Dior Homme Cologne, the Dior Homme Sport, and the Dior Homme, or also known as Dior Homme 2020. As usual, I'm going to compare the fragrances in 5 different categories: bottle design and packaging, scent profile, performance, price, and versatility. And then at the end, I'll tell you which is the winner in this fragrance battle and which one is my favorite out of the three fragrances. Now, the first round, as usual, is about packaging and bottle design. But since the three fragrances come from the same brand and from the same line as well, there's no clear winner when it comes to packaging. Also, the bottle design is very reminiscent between the all three fragrances, especially between the Dior Homme 2020 and Dior Homme Sport. The only difference is that Dior Homme Sport comes in a slightly slimmer and taller bottle, and then the Dior Homme Cologne is slightly different because it has a white color. So there's no clear winner in the first round, but my favorite bottle out of the three is actually belongs to the Dior Homme Cologne, simply because I like the white color and I also like this sort of a frosted sides that this bottle has. So the first round will be a draw between all three fragrances, but my personal favorite is the Dior Homme Cologne. Now, the second round is about the scent profile of the three fragrances. But as I said in the opening of this video, in the beginning of this video, these fragrances share quite a few similarities, not only design-wise, the bottle and packaging, but also scent-wise, they have quite a few similarities between them. Let's start with the Dior Homme Cologne. Now, this is the freshest fragrance out of the three. I absolutely love this scent. It's very clean, very nice, very citrusy type of scent, very light, feels very refreshing, and this fragrance is great for hot weather, for warm weather, let's call it that way. What you get with this fragrance is basically a very citrus heavy type of scent. On the dry down, you get some musk, but all in all, the scent profile is dominated by that fresh, clean citrus smell. When we move on to the Dior Homme Sport, this one keeps some of that freshness in the opening, some of that citrusy opening, but here you're introduced with some spiciness in the opening, and then on the dry down it's a lot more musky compared to the Dior Homme Cologne, and you also start to get some oud, so it feels slightly darker, a little bit more serious. It has a little bit more body, the whole scent profile of Dior Homme Sport. But especially in the opening, you'll get quite a few similarities between this one and Dior Homme Cologne. And then when we move on to the third fragrance, the what's simply known as Dior Homme or Dior Homme 2020, this one, it still keeps some of that citruses in the opening, but here there are a lot less prominent compared to the Cologne and Sport versions. You get a bit of spiciness as well. You get some musk on the dry down, but it's not as strong as the musky note with the Dior Homme Sport. And also you get introduced to quite a few woody notes on the dry down here, and also quite a lot of ISOE Super. This one feels the most mature out of the three fragrances, and it has sort of like a middle ground between the Sport and the Cologne as far as the scent goes. Now, my personal favorite out of the three scent profiles is the one with the Dior Homme Cologne. I absolutely love that fresh, citrusy, clean smell that you get out of the cologne. But if I have to pick up sort of let's call it a scientific winner, I think that the Dior Homme Sport is actually the best scent out of the three fragrances here. Round number 3 is about performance, and the fragrance in this video that has the worst performance out of the three is the Dior Homme Cologne. Now, of course, that's to be expected because the type of scent that this is, that citrusy, clean, fresh type of scent profile. This one gives me about 6 hours of performance on my skin with sort of a soft projection in the first about 1 to 1.5 hours. The second best fragrance, or sort of the middle ground as far as the performance goes to Dior Homme 2020, at least in my experience. This fragrance gives me somewhere between 7 to 8 hours of performance with nice projection again in the first about hour and a half, and definitely projects stronger than Dior Homme Cologne. And then from my experience, at least so far, of using the three fragrances, the best performer has been the Dior Homme Sport. This fragrance gets me easily 8 hours, sometimes even pushing up to 9 hours, and also actually has the strongest projection out of the three fragrances in this video. Again, about hour and a half, but projects stronger compared to the other two fragrances. So the performance round goes to Dior Homme Sport. Round number 4 is about versatility. And out of the three fragrances in this video, the least versatile is going to be the Dior Homme Cologne. Again, the reason is because of that citrusy, clean type of scent profile, which works great in warm weather, but it just does not work in cold weather, and also lacks the performance to be worn in winter. Now, the other two fragrances, the Dior Homme 2020 and Dior Homme Sport, I think are almost equally versatile. They have enough of a freshness to work in warm weather, also have enough of performance to be worn in cold weather. They're also great for office usage, no problem at all. So round number 4, versatility, is going to be, we're going to have two equal winners at first place, Dior Homme Sport and Dior Homme 2020. Round number 5 is going to be about pricing. Again, prices are quite close because these three fragrances, they come from the same brand and from the same line. But at least from my experience, the most expensive fragrance out of the three has been Dior Homme Cologne. So that comes in last place. And then again, we're going to have share winners in first place, and those two fragrances are going to be the Dior Homme Sport and Dior Homme 2020. Then at the end, the final scoring and my final thoughts about the three fragrances. Now, when we look at the scoring, the winner of this fragrance battle is Dior Homme Sport, and will be probably for most people. This is a very likable fragrance that sits somewhere in between the sort of a spicy, the sort of a fresh, clean, citrusy scent profile of Dior Homme Cologne, and also it's less serious, less woody compared to Dior Homme 2020. Uh, it strikes a nice balance between all of the properties of the fragrances in this video, and also has the best performance, at least in my experience. So the winner point wise is Dior Homme Sport. But if I have to pick a personal winner, or what's my personal favorite out of the three fragrances, it's going to be Dior Homme Cologne. Now, I absolutely love the scent profile of this fragrance, and yes, it lacks performance. It's a bit more expensive. It's a bit limited when it comes to usage scenarios. But out of the three scent profiles, I enjoyed this one the most. And also, if you overspray this one a little bit, you can sort of make up a little bit of that lack of performance compared to the other two fragrances. So, in today's video, I compared for you three fragrances from the house of Dior: Dior Homme Cologne, Dior Homme Sport, and Dior Homme 2020. I hope that you found this video interesting or entertaining. If you did, give it a like. I'd greatly appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. I hope that everybody stays safe, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye bye.